Meeting is now streaming live.
It is streaming. Is it working? Yes. No.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, it
Yay.
is.
Ta-da! Well, welcome back to Sweet Subversives. Oh my God, it worked the first time. So I'm kind of like, what? What do I do now?
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Kara, how are you today?
It's been a day, but every day's kind of been a day. So,
Yes, you're like a different face that I've seen today. I feel like I've seen my cat faces and my husband's face, and then I saw a few work people in a Zoom meeting. But you're the most friendly face, except for maybe my husband that I've seen today.
I saw my neighbors when they peeked in my living room window
They're like,
to
"What are you
wave.
doing? Are you their new favorite TV show?"
I don't know. I was like, hmm.
You're like, "Hi, human." Like,
And I'm thinking, I'm not always the most dressed in my
you're like,
home.
you're like, "Hey, neighbor."
Because like if I'm having a hot flash, I just start ripping things off.
That's probably why they're watching you.
And so then I'm like, I need to rethink my cooling strategies.
You need to bring one of those fans so you're like an old timey lady who's like, oh,
And I
oh.
and I do,
You
like I
have a
have a little
good one.
hand fan, but
You
you
maybe
know,
need to start carrying
sometimes you
that.
need a little more than that. Sometimes you gotta just rip your clothes off.
Woohoo! Sometimes you just gotta.
It
I
may
always think
sound
it's not,
sexy, but it's just really not sexy.
no, because usually it's just like I'm on fire and I need to get on fire.
Right. That is exactly it. Oh my God.
Well, today is April Fool's Day,
Which I
which
hate.
I hate. I was gonna say, okay, Sweet Subversives are united in our hatred of April Fool's Day. It is the worst holiday. It is really not a good idea in general because the spirit of April Fool's Day is usually mean spirited shit that hurts people's feelings.
Yeah. Yeah.
I, I saw a really bad video of a mother in England who had told her son their school today. So he got all dressed up and he was running to the gate and he's so excited. And she's like, "There's no school, April Fool's Day." And he was just like, "What? It's an April Fool's joke?" And I'm like, "You are a dick."
See, I don't
I
like that. I don't like that. I don't
hate
like that. I
it.
don't like that. I don't like it.
I know. I think it's mean. The only
It
thing
is
I
mean.
ever liked
It
was
is mean.
Think Geek, rest in peace, Think Geek, used to do like really clever fake ads and fake products and stuff. So you would have
Yeah.
to go through their site and try to figure out which the fake ones were. And sometimes they would turn them into real products, like the Tauntaun sleeping bag, which they actually ended up making into a real sleeping bag, which is
I always
awesome.
wanted that so bad.
I know. So that was the only thing I really liked. And I felt like it was constantly, anytime somebody told you anything all day, you're like, yeah, right. And they're like, no, it's the truth. And they're like, yeah, right. And then, so I felt like all day I was a dick to everybody because I just didn't believe anything. And somebody would be like, you're going to have this happen. I'm like, yeah, right.
You're like, I'm jaded.
I'm so jaded. And then the next day they go, no, that thing I told you is true. I'm like, oh, yay. But the one good thing out of this day is my cat Rory. It's his birthday. So I celebrate that on April Fool's Day because he is the biggest fool of them all and a crazy cat, too.
Giraffe cat.
Giraffe cat, biter cat. He's known
Yes.
by many names.
Yeah. Debbie says she's not a fan of pranking, period.
Oh,
No.
I know. It's the meanest thing ever. I don't know why people are so into it. Oh, I gotta look at that's a good idea. I'll see what people are saying about our show. I always have to click it and then it does when it I have to
Yeah.
silence
Kay
it.
says, I like taping the hose on the faucet so that it would spray when you turn on the water.
Oh, oh me.
And then Kay says, because she's a dick.
He's not a dick, but maybe on on April Fool's Day, maybe. It's kind of funny though. I don't mind like really I don't know, like silly stuff like that. Where you're getting sprayed with water, you're like, ugh. But
Or
I
like
don't like mean
short
stuff.
sheeting someone's bed.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. But not putting their bed out in the middle of a lake or something where they could fall in and get hurt or something. You know, I've seen things go really wrong where people have really hurt feelings.
Yeah,
So, and this is our lucky seven episode.
it
So
is our lucky seven.
it's seventh episode and it's April Fool's Day. And there's no fooling. It's actually our seventh episode. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Yes. So I'm gonna have a drink now.
What are you drinking?
I'm gonna drink okay, in Mankato, Minnesota, there's a Mankato brewery, and there is a ale called Raining Purple, which is kind of a play on the Purple Rain, you know, the song by Prince. And on it there's a Viking dude who is kind of a mullet. No, not a mullet. I was imagining him having a mullet, but he's got blonde hair. Oops, I should show it. Blonde hair and a really cool beard.
He kind of
And
looks like Johnny Bravo,
he kind of looks like Johnny
like a
Bravo
Viking Johnny Bravo.
with a Viking beard.
Yeah.
And on the back they have like an axe. God, I always go the wrong way. And there's an axe, and it's really kind of good, cool. It says Raining Purple's inspiration comes from the famous Viking chieftain Bjorn, who led his charges on raiding parties. Bjorn captured his opponent's resources, grapes, blackberries, and dark sweet cherries, in our case, to continue his marauding quests. Does Raining Purple taste like this blood of your enemies? No. Does it taste better than the spoils of war? You betcha. So it's a very Minnesota beer,
That
and I
is a
feel
very
like
Minnesota beer.
yeah, I'm going to celebrate our state and Mankato today. So I'm gonna pop that open for you guys. Oh,
So
I got a little back straight. Ugh.
I I'm having a very Minnesota drink.
Are you too?
I am, although mine is not beer.
Well,
So this has just a touch of pink in it
oh, look at this
because
drink. That is
it's
nice.
it's a rhubarb martini. I
I
know.
know
Heather
rhubarb is
does
not
not
my
like
favorite,
rhubarb, but
but
rhubarb is super Minnesota. Like everyone in Minnesota, everything's rhubarb. And
and people
um
try to give it away to you. They're like, "Do you need some rhubarb?" No, like
and
no.
the answer is always yes. Yes, because you always need rhubarb.
Everyone does. I'd
Yeah.
almost take it when people offer it for free because I figure even if I don't want it, somebody else wants it.
Yeah.
So
And my
my husband
parents
likes
told
it.
me that the rhubarb shoots are just coming
Oh,
out of the ground right now. So and there's your kitty. So they're just coming out. So I thought I would have a rhubarb martini. And really, it's just
yeah.
I made a rhubarb simple syrup last spring and I froze it
Oh, good
so that
idea.
I could have some to make martinis when I was like, oh, it just needs to be spring. Because then I can kind of pretend it's a little more spring than it is. Although I heard we're going to get up to 70 degrees.
Yes. When is that happening?
Oh, holy shit, that's good.
Oh, that looks amazing. Now I'm jealous.
Oh
That
my
looks
God, that's
good.
good.
So okay, now back up. So you froze the simple syrup. What else did
Yeah,
you mix it with?
vodka.
Vodka?
That's
That's
really it.
that's
Half and half.
mm. Cheers, honey.
Cheers.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. It's just kind of like a berry.
Oh, Jared says that his house is low on beer and out of bourbon. Send help.
You know, I wish we had a bunch of those Saint Bernard dogs with like the the little
Yes.
barrel the flat on their
We could send them
collar.
out to you.
Yes, that would be awesome. Because
Although I heard that alcohol sales in the United States is up 55%.
oh hell yeah, it's probably because of you and me, Kara. We're like, what
Yeah.
else?
I mean, some people were hoarding TP. I was like, buy all the vodka and gin.
The day before our stay in place is what they call it here, because it sounds nicer.
Right? Because we're nicer.
Nicer. I went to the liquor store and I bought a whole bunch of beer and wine. I should I got like two big things of box wine. I don't drink box wine very much, but I figured if I'm stuck here and maybe they will close the liquor stores, then I have like at least a juice box so I could just sit here and drink that until like it's over or whatever.
Exactly. Well, yeah, and I remember texting back and forth, and I'm like, "We're gonna get shelter in place. You better hit the liquor store."
Going. I'm like carrying wine, punching old ladies.
Yeah, we weren't we weren't doing like rice or beans or TP. It was all alcohol. Oh, and then it says, Jared says, Kara, is it Nebraska nice or Minnesota nice? It's Minnesota nice.
Different. I
Minnesota
think
nice is different.
I think Minnesota
That's
nice is
different.
not as nice as Nebraska nice. What do you think?
So Minnesota nice is very polite,
Mm-hmm.
very helpful.
Oh yeah.
People are extremely
Go
helpful.
out of our way to help you.
Oh God, yeah. Uh, but the flip side of that is it's a little formal. Like the joke here is people will give you directions to anywhere
Oh
except
yeah.
their house.
Yeah. They'll be like, no, don't come over.
I mean, we don't
No.
like it's a big deal to get invited to someone's house in Minnesota. Like that's when you know you are super duper close friends.
I had a conversation with another Minnesotan and they said, so and so, our mutual friend, just showed up at my house. And I was like, are they animals? Who did they not text? Did they not
Right?
let you know they were coming? And they're like, no. I'd be like, did you
And
hide? And they're like,
and
I thought about hiding, but they saw me through the window. And I'm like,
and
oh
totally
no.
uninvited.
Like, who does that?
That's a big no-no. You don't do
That's
that.
a
So yeah.
Minnesota thing. You don't.
Yeah. So it's a lot more, it's a little standoffish at times. And then kind of the joke on Minnesota Nice is that it's passive aggressive. Like people are very passive aggressive. They act like they're being nice, but they're not so much.
It's not that different. I think it's kind of like a southern, in the south where they go, "Oh, bless her heart," which actually means like they're so stupid. It's kind of like that. But instead it's oh, that dear. Someone should send them a hot dish.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Kay says we keep to ourselves. It just is. Yeah. That's just what it is
Yeah. But yet, like once we open our hearts, it's like never ending love
forever. Yeah.
forever and
Yeah.
ever. So it just takes a while. I mean, I started a new job like 2 years ago, and I think now some people are just finally talking to me. There's a few of them. They're die hard, and they're like, "Oh, okay, you're here."
Well, yeah. And it's like one of those memes where they're talking about, social distancing or physical distancing. And it says, yeah, you have to be 6 feet apart. And Minnesotans are all like, oh, that's kind of close.
A little too close for me,
You're
eh?
standing a little close.
It I know, and it's a true thing. Like we lived on a farm for a little while when we first moved to Minnesota, and the farmers would do this thing where they stand kind of near each other, about 6 feet away, and those guys are best friends, and they're pointed in opposite directions when they talk. Like they're all both looking at a point in the horizon that's way out there, and they're like, "Yeah, how's the weather?" Well, I can't complain. And then you're like, and then the other guy's like, yeah, have you heard about Mr. Johnson? Which is like everyone who lived out in the country where we were. So Johnson, Swenson, Olson, Hanson, and that's like everybody.
Yes.
So it's it's just the way we are.
Yeah. And oh, okay. So Chase Oliver says, bless your heart means, you're too stupid to know you're stupid. Okay, so
Very much.
in Minnesota, it's that's different.
That's different. Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah. Interesting is the other one. That's interesting.
Which means, and then you see in their eyes, there's this little like, but it's so subtle. People are like, "Oh, you think it's interesting? Oh, how nice!" And you're like, "Oh, honey, they don't think it's interesting. They're terrified."
They think you're a dummy.
Yes. So I mean, it's sort of universal. It's just how the body language is. It's very subtle here.
Yes, and Heather says we genuinely like people, but it just takes forever to like really connect with people. Yes.
That's very similar, I'd say, to Minnesota.
Yeah, that's well, and she's Minnesota, so yes.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I was thinking it was the other Heather.
No. No, it's not
Oh,
the it's
yeah.
not Heather of the South.
Heather of the South. I know I'm Heather of the North, and there's a Heather of the South, and so yes, we'll have to come up with a other, other Heather names. That way we know which Heather we're talking about. Yeah. And it's like, and the Jennifers too, and Jennifer Flower just joined too. So I know, like, we have
Yes.
people with multiple names. So I'm like, how do we keep everyone? We need code names for everyone. That would be
Yes.
complicated.
So for April Fools,
Yeah.
the Minnesota party put out a April Fools
Oh, I can show
joke.
you. I
Yeah.
actually have I have a PowerPoint.
Oh, oh, to sneeze.
Oh my god.
So we've defrosted here in Minnesota. So now everyone's playing the game of is it COVID or is it seasonal allergies?
Well, and it could be anything. You never know.
Yes. Yeah, I like the Minnesota tattle.
Oh yeah. This kind of blocks it a little bit on my screen, but what it says is Governor Waltz has okay, so obviously this is April Fool's Day, right? Okay. So Governor Waltz has just outlawed, and Governor Waltz is Minnesota governor, if you don't know. Fool's Day via Executive Order 4517, which declares, let me move this again, as of April 1st, 2020, I, Governor Timothy Waltz of the Democratic Socialist State of Minnesota, do hereby bestow the title of mandated reporter upon every resident of our proud state. As of 12 o'clock at 0.1 a.m., Wednesday, April 1st, 2020, all April Fool's jokes are to be reported to the Minnesota Tattle Hotline, especially if the joke involves two or more non cohabitating individuals who violated the 6-foot radius order. All residents of Minnesota are mandated reporters. Anyone failing to report a violation of this order will be deemed an unwilling accomplice.
Willing accomplice.
A willing accomplice. Oh, so you're in on it, and will be subject to quarantine. In the spirit of One Minnesota, your compliance is appreciated. Ha, 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 ha. So this is kind of based on reality because we have, okay, it's not called Minnesota Tattle though. I can't remember what it's actually called, but there's a hotline in Minnesota for
Snitch line, whatever you want to call it.
snitch line, so you can report on your neighbors. Snitches get
For
stitched.
real. For real. Like it's not even just, which is bad enough, reporting businesses that are open that you don't think are essential and shouldn't be open. It's not even that.
Yeah.
It is seriously watching other people not abiding by the rules
Yes.
and snitching on them.
Which is bunk and stupid. And it's encouraging it. What the hell? So that's what I love about the Minnesota Tattle joke, was the fact that it is based on a real thing that I think seems like it also should be a joke, but it is sadly not.
It is sadly not a joke.
And we're seeing more and more of this kind of thing where it's overstepping and boundaries and encouraging people to bad behavior. And
Yeah.
it's gonna wreck a lot of community relations with people and create neighborhoods where people hate each other. And who wants that? Not any of us. I mean, it's hard enough when you have neighbors that are just a little different and they don't get
Yeah.
along with you. But
Well,
you're giving them an incentive.
they're different.
That's different.
Yeah. See, Heather did it and she didn't even think about it.
I know.
She used the word in context.
See, I wanted to give you examples so you know when you see it, and you're like, bitch, did you just say that was different? I'm like, yes, I did.
Yes, I did. And you're interesting.
Very interesting.
All that you said, that was interesting.
Yes. Oh, so sad. And then, like, if they are mad at you, you'll never hear about it again for about 3 months because they'll disappear and ghost you forever. Like, that's the Minnesota passive aggressive way of dealing with anger. they really love to unfriend people and not tell them, and just like, what the hell
Well,
happened to them?
I I would rather have that than when people tell you.
I think it's funnier when someone tells you,
Like,
I'm about to
"Oh,
unfriend you, and this is why.
okay.
I'm like, it's like you knew this is what you're getting all of this.
Right.
It's like,
All of this interestingness.
I didn't realize you are such a rebel rouser. I'm like, yeah. But yes, I do really like that April Fool's joke. I have more memey things if you want to see other ones I have.
I do. I do. Let's look at the memes and then we can get to libertarians caught being good.
Yes, that sounds good. Okay. Well, this one, let me just make it big. Make it big.
I
Okay.
like it when you make it big, honey.
Oh, it's gonna be big, Kara. Let me tell you. Big as it gets. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna figure out technology. It's going very well. Sharing. There we go.
So much sharing. It's April Fools.
It's April Fools. I don't know. You guys remember Mr. T, or is it just I'm old? There's nobody like him. He's very iconic.
Mr. T transcends generations.
I hope so. He's kind of like an icon. So I love that. Okay, this is another thing that we were talking about a little earlier. This isn't actually a meme, but CNN actually had an article today saying April Fool's Day pranks are not funny right now, so don't do them. Okay, so I saw this in a couple different articles saying that you shouldn't do these because it's a very serious time right now, and they told
Yes.
people, number one, don't joke about having the
Having it.
virus, don't joke about there being a cure, don't joke about like that it's over, it was a hoax and
Mhm.
stuff like that. Don't cough on people because you think it's funny. That I mean, like I get it, but this is common
Right.
sense, right? So but when people tell me not to do an April Fool's joke, then I was kind of like, don't tell me what to do. But then I'm like, but I never do April Fool's jokes because I hate them. So I'm kind of stuck in the middle of this, like these feelings of like, how do I do this?
You're like, I have so many feelings.
So I decided that
Um,
Ron Swanson from what do you call it? Parks and Rec. I always
yeah,
want to
Park
call it
and Rec.
Parks and Rec. He was very serious about stuff, but his April Fool's joke was the government in this county is excellent and uses your tax. This country is excellent and uses your tax dollars efficiently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything with taxes. And this was one that I thought was kind of funny. I saw on a libertarian one. It's like everybody's working to solve the COVID problem. There's nonprofits, they're putting their hands together, companies, individuals, and then government. And then you look down at the guy's hand that's government. He's not like reaching in to help out.
No, that that's actually perfect, Heather.
I like that too.
That's
So
perfect.
I thought even though it's not exactly an April Fool's joke, it's a meme, and I'm more behind the memes than I am for jokes that hurt people's feelings. But hopefully
I
the
love that.
government doesn't have to hurt feelings by that, but they can be butthurt for all I care. But this one I saw as a T-shirt. I liked it so much I just was gonna share it. Like Bigfoot up in the woods. He's a social distancing champion.
He is. He
I think
is.
he rocked it, he before it was even cool. So, if you're gonna be doing this, be like Bigfoot.
Well, they said, what is it? Apes can catch it, so Bigfoot needs to be careful.
Yeah, don't go hanging out with the Homo sapiens or any monkeys or anything like that. I think like there's just too much.
Heather, I have bad news.
What's up?
I heard that a kitty in Belgium caught it.
No! Damn it! Not cats. Don't fuck with cats. Oh my
I know
god.
I haven't read the whole thing. I just like I saw the headline and then
Oh!
like I freaked out for a little bit
This
and
is when it gets real. Like I'll be
couldn't.
like, up until this point I was being serious, but now I'm like, You can't come near my house.
Right.
My
Heather's
cats
like,
get it.
I'm rethinking firearms.
I have two cats in here. We're not risking anything.
I protect my kitties.
My kitties. Yeah, I'll be carrying them running like I've had apocalypse dreams, and it's like I'm running for a bomb shelter, and I have two cats, one cat under each arm, and I'm running to the bomb shelter. I'm pushing people out of the way.
But the
I'm like,
question is Rory biting you while you're doing that?
oh, I'm sure in the dream it's way easier than it would be. That's how I know it's a dream. If it was real, he'd be like, no. So he'd be like, no. The whole time I'd be like, I'm trying to save your lives. And they'd be like, we don't care. But in the dream, I always get into the bomb shelter before the nukes go, and then I have my cats. And I always tell, and Andy's like, what about me? I'm like, you get your own ass
That's right.
to the bomb shelter. I got the cats. But he's agreed to help me. So that way, like, maybe we can both carry them and get tortured by only one cat at a time. So,
It's like when Justin was little and kids do these questions over, trying to gauge how much you love them, they want reassurance.
yes.
And so Justin was always like, in my cat's name then that I had was Zach, and Justin would be like, so if Zach and I were both drowning in a lake and you could only save one of us, Mommy, who would you jump in and save? And I'm like, well, honey, I would jump in and save Zach because you can swim. You're a big boy. And he's like, that's not what I'm asking.
Then tell me what you're asking, because I'm
And
like,
I
I
would
still can't
just
swim.
and I would just torture the shit out
Like,
of him.
push that button.
That's right. That's I didn't, and then I told him, I was like, honey, these are the things you'll get to talk to your therapist about.
I'm giving you ample fodder for the rest of your life. It's great. And he's still alive, so it's not like he drowned or
He
anything.
lived. He lived.
He's okay.
He lived longer than the cat. What does he
I
want?
know. Like, I mean, and the cat didn't die of drowning, so
Exactly.
that was a good thing. I think, was there one more after this? Oh, nope, that was a tattle one. Oh, and I wanted to mention the social distancing champion was at Being Libertarian, and they have a bunch of really cool libertarian t-shirts.
Ooh. Yay. Yes, yes, yes.
So I wanted to plug that, and I will go back to stop share.
Stop
Share.
sharing.
I will not share anymore. It says
Stop.
oh, my internet's unstable. I thought it said I was unstable. No, I'm very stable.
You're like, wait a minute. I took my medication today.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said that everyone is a little less stable than normal for the last few weeks.
Yeah. I knew my stress was visibly showing
Mm-hmm.
when my husband got me like those scented fizzy things you put in the shower when you're taking a shower. That's like a calm, relaxing smell.
So
And
like,
then he got me aromatherapy, air spray, and herbal tea.
he's like, here, use all of them right now. Whatever's happening, use it.
And I was like opening the Amazon package and I'm like, hmm.
Are you trying to tell me something? Yes. Is there Mabel?
Yes.
I thought I heard something. What's she doing? She pooping? Oh, I see a cat. Hey, Mabel, way to go. Hope it comes out
Oh,
okay.
there we go.
Oh my God.
I share an office. My office is also Mabel's bathroom.
Oh my God, she's digging.
This is a major production. Major production.
Isn't she the kind of cat too that makes you like scoop it up right away too, or she'll be very demanding about it? Like,
She's gotten away from that now, so thankfully.
see her little.
And there we go.
Oh, do it! Squeeze
Oh,
it out.
she's doing it.
Oh, Mabel.
So
Give her a little privacy, as the English
yeah.
would say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure everyone really wanted to watch my cat go to the bathroom.
it's something I haven't had happen today. I mean, I know my cats went to the bathroom, but I didn't get to see it.
But
So,
I got to tell you, like anytime I am on a conference call, Mabel is either taking a shit
Yep.
or she's on my computer.
Rory, every time, like you saw him earlier, he likes to walk right in front of me and he rubs his whole body up against my face, the whole crossway, and then he'll walk back the other way. And
I don't think that there can possibly be any more poop left in that cat because I had a bunch of calls today.
oh yeah. Well, you know what? She's probably like has a little checklist. Oh, I see Kara has a
Oh yeah,
call coming up.
Pat
I
says
gotta get
yes. That's why I logged in. Yeah. And Debbie's like, yeah, not really. Oh,
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 Debbie, come on. You know you want to see Mabel poop. Who
Mabel's
doesn't?
doing it all. We're doing it all.
Good for you, Mabel. You're very thorough. I love that cat. She's kind of weird though. All cats are kind of weird, I think, honestly. Yep. At least she doesn't like yell at you when she's done, like, hey,
Oh
hey.
no, that's saved for 3 a.m.
Oh,
That's the 3 a.m. poop howl as she runs around the house, which sounds like
like, why? I don't understand it. It's like always at 3 a.m. It's like, hey, hey, wake up.
Yes.
Somebody's got to clean this.
Oh my God, she's still like making a big production out of this. All right, so we're gonna move on
Oh,
because
did
Mabel
we?
is not moving on,
No,
but
I
we're
thought
gonna move on.
he had a bowel movement on, but
So we will get to
yeah,
Libertarians copying good. First, I do want to say best wishes. One of our Fox Valley Libertarians um, is very ill with the COVID virus,
yeah.
and he
Oh
is
no.
s- struggling now, hospitalized. Uh, so our best wishes. And
Yeah.
we hope for a complete recovery. We know other people are ill as well, other family members. So, oh
Let's
my God, Jeff Miner was on here. Jeff, this is not cat free. I'm sorry, dude.
I
This is
know
not cat free.
I
Jeff
know
wants things cat free. This is not cat free, Jeff.
it's already too late.
I know that's probably why he put, oh my God.
I know it, right?
I'm
Like,
sorry. He's probably scarred for life.
yeah. Maybe we're desensitizing him and eventually he will at least be like, yeah, there's cats, but whatever.
That's okay. I'll never forgive him for that video he posted of the wolves that chased a dog forever and then finally attacked it and killed it. So,
Yes, you naughty man. You know, there I've seen some funny ones where it's like cats do really stupid things, and I just kind of go, yeah, it's a little mean to the cat, but I could see it happening. But you know, I'm real defensive because they're like my cat children, so that's why.
now there is again a ton of libertarians caught being good, and I need to just do a
We
better
do.
job of right when I see them, get the information and copy it down onto my show sheet. Show sheet, say that 5 times fast. Um, but holy cow, like every day seems to last 5 years and yet goes by so fast. So
Know it.
sorry, but I do want to call out to a couple people. So Jacob Clark, and he is in Kentucky, and he has been buying masks, and I mean a ton of masks.
Yeah.
He seriously depleted his personal finances to buy, um, PPE masks and give them to first responders, and he
That's
donated them
awesome.
out. Um, see Michael Pickens also doing the same. I think he bought 1,400 masks.
Holy moly.
Yeah,
A
to donate.
lot.
So that's kind of amazing. We also have quite a few medical workers, as well, that I've been watching them going back and forth to work, and, watching them in like all of their gear, getting ready to go in and work some really long shifts. Aaron Adams is one of them,
Yeah.
Dr. Kyle Varner as well. And if any of you are looking for good, solid updates on what's happening from a frontline doctor's perspective, and he does answer your questions and he does fill in a lot of information. Like he had a really good post on why you don't want to catch it now If you can hold it
Yeah.
off as long as possible, your odds get better, and why that is. And it didn't have to do with vaccines. It didn't have to do with ventilators. It didn't have to do with any of that. It had to do with how medical workers were learning to treat and triage individual symptoms, and how
Right.
they were all getting together, in different groups and Facebook groups and online conference calls and all kinds of stuff like that to figure this out. So, his posts are excellent to follow. That's definitely someone I would, follow on Facebook and check
Yeah.
out what he has.
This stuff is really
So,
interesting.
but if any of you are watching, know of libertarians who have been caught being good, please throw those up in the comments and we're going to read those off, because that will be absolutely fantastic. And also remember, coming up a little bit later, um, D- Doctor is Kyle Varner, Varner. Heather's asking which one. So
Oh yeah.
Doctor, and it's just on Facebook, it's just Kyle Varner, Kylevarner. So that, find him on Facebook. You'll see that, you know, friends in common. I have a friend in common with him. But definitely follow him or friend him or that kind of stuff. Really, really excellent information. So
I
definitely,
really took to heart his post about that too, because it felt like he talked about the success rate going up. The longer you can put off getting this illness, the better your success rate will be,
yeah,
because
because
they'll
of the
know.
learning curve, because of the learning curve of the medical community treating this specific, disease, and the different permutations of it, and the different things of it. And I thought one of the things that was interesting was he was talking about how now they know, um, intubate sooner,
Yeah.
because usually, they wait until, you hit like a certain blood oxygen threshold, and then they intubate. And now they're learning, no, you've got to intubate earlier. Like, you need earlier intervention. So,
Yep.
I mean, it was just kind of interesting. And yeah, Jared says Kyle is a hero, and he is. Like, not just this, he goes around the world. He goes to some um, very disadvantaged parts of the globe and practices medicine there, where they have pretty much nothing to work with. Um,
He's
but
one of
yeah,
the good guys, the
he
real good
is.
guys.
Yeah, he is definitely.
I like that.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I like that rhubarb martini.
Oh my God, it looks so good. I'm actually like, I would actually try it, even though rhubarb ain't my jam. I would totally like probably enjoy it. Oh, okay. Did we talk about Aaron Adams? And
Yes.
okay, good. I was just like going through my list. And I'm going, wow, there's so many. They're
Yes.
so
So
good.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. And yep,
Let's
very
see.
cool. Yep. Oh, and I wanted to remind people that right now the Libertarian Party has the LNC Awards. So you can nominate someone that you think fits one of these awards, and then the winners of that award are announced at the convention. Whether that's going to be in person or not, we'll see. But um, that is going on right now. So if you know someone that you think deserves an award, a Libertarian Party member, go to lp.org, and it's /LNC-award-recipients. And that has the information on there on what the awards are, and then the form to fill out to say that you think someone should win an award, to nominate someone. And some of the awards, one of them is the Thomas Jefferson Leadership Award. That means that you demonstrate outstanding leadership, impeccable character, dedication to the principles and goals of the party. The Patrick Henry Award, effective candidate for public office at the state or federal level.
Cool.
Benjamin Franklin Candidate Award. That's someone who is an effective candidate at the local level. Thomas Paine Communication Award, an outstanding communicator of libertarian ideas, principles, and values. The Samuel Adams Activism Award, someone who's a very effective activist, building party membership, organizing outreach, that type of thing. And then we have the Hall of Liberty. And that is, it honors a lifetime or significant achievement that makes a lasting impact on the Libertarian Party. And it requires a unanimous vote of the awards committee
God. I have to
to get that
say,
award.
Hall of Liberty makes me think that we could have like our own like libertarian superheroes and we all meet at the Hall of Liberty and oh
I like that.
I think
I like that.
I just got to get like bit by a spider or something pretty
That
soon.
would make a neat t-shirt if we had the past Hall of Liberty winners, but
Oh,
done as if they were like the
the Hall
super
of Justice.
friends,
Yes, 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 yes.
right?
Wouldn't that be cool? I don't know if they'll like it, but I like it.
That would be kind of neat.
It'd be super fun. Yes. Yes. I'm sorry. I go on tangents like that and I'm like all I can see now is like the Hall of Liberty and they're all gonna be sitting there with capes and like masks and stuff.
Oh my God, I would love that.
I would too.
That would
Yay,
be
let's
so
make
much
that
fun.
happen. We'll just tell people like we're doing this until it happens. I love it. I don't think we talked about like our thing for the week, like our thing.
Nope, we have not. So, and also for all of you watching, if you have your one awesome thing that happened to you for this week, if you can think of something that was like really good that made you happy that happened this week, um, put it down in a comment because we'll read it off because then we all get to celebrate something super
Yes.
cool
I love
together.
that. I want to celebrate everybody's because there's a lot of good news in the world. And I mean, like, that's the kind of thing I'm attracted to is that, like, when I see people saying there are good things happening. Like, I know John, how do you say it, Krasinski, who is from The Office. He did his own, like, good news thing from home, and it was really nice. He talks about good things happening in the world. And
So
there's
Curtis says the Fortress of Libertude.
I want it. I want a shirt. I want
Love that.
it. Freaking awesome.
Good job.
You win, Curtis.
Well done.
Well done. Yes, sir. Oh my God. I, I, I get derailed so easy, and that's something I'm going to not stop thinking about for a while now. Oh, 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 oh. My,
Oh,
oh,
Pat
crap.
says, my tulips are coming up and it made her smile. Kay says, I dance naked in the rain. Maybe not good for my neighbors, but I enjoyed it. Debbie
Good.
says, I got to visit with my grandson for the first time in almost a year.
Yay, Debbie.
You
Good.
you re, you do Jared's.
Oh, my 4-year-old daughter is starting teletherapy with her new SLP, and she's learning so many new words.
Oh
Yes,
my God, these
yes,
are awesome, happy things. I love this.
love it. That is so cool. My God, I'm still like thinking about Kate Cameron dancing in the naked in the rain. Not so good for neighbors, but I enjoyed it. Like sometimes you just got to get out in nature to feel right again. That's so dang cool.
And yeah, and I know Debbie has been wanting to see her grandson for a while. And
Like for reals,
yeah.
that's the hard part. A lot of people want to visit family too, and it's hard right now. Luckily we have technology so we can see each other in some way, but it's
Mhm.
just not the same. And eventually we'll all get to see each other again, and I love that.
Oh my God, when this quarantine shit's over, there's going to be such a party. No, not a party. There's going to be,
Many, many parties that don't end for a long time.
and yeah, I know I've been making my list of things I want to do and places I want to go. And some of them are just like kind of normalish things, but like I'm so excited. I want to go so bad.
No, I mean, like, there's things that are just,
Oh, Jared, you bastard. He's
what?
making runses for dinner.
Now you got to tell them what runses are, because I know what they are, but they're kind of special to you and Nebraska people.
Yeah, so runses are a Bohemian thing, which goes into like Germany and Russia and a little bit of Czechoslovakia and what they are is it looks like a almost like a dinner roll bun, like that. But the inside of it is a meat and cabbage and a little bit of onion mixture that's baked inside this thing. And so the crust is very flaky and light and thin, and you bite into it and it's super good.
I'm very addicted to them, and the only good place I've ever seen them is in Nebraska. Anyway, there may be one in the Twin Cities, but I don't think I've seen it. Not
No, there's not. Although my mom makes the best runzas ever.
does she? Wow,
Oh
we
yeah.
have to go.
I gave Jared the recipe.
Oh, that's why he's making it for dinner. Good
Mhm.
secret family recipe.
So what's your one good thing?
I have two, but my favorite one good thing is at the Libertarian Party for Minnesota convention. It was a virtual convention on Saturday. I was elected to be a delegate for this national convention in Austin, Texas, in the end of May. Hopefully, it's still going on. I'm excited. I love getting to be a delegate and represent the state of Minnesota. So, yay! It was kind of like, you know, I love the Libertarian Party of Minnesota. They're just such nice people there and
Yeah.
running it. And we had this virtual meeting and I had so much fun. And just
Yeah.
get
It
at least
actually wasn't painful.
yeah,
Oh
it's
my
not
God, yeah. Jared is saying, remember when you tried to bring me runzas? Yeah, no shit. So
like
I made runzas and I brought them, I froze them,
yeah.
put them in a pie tin and took them to Indiana so that through the flight they would be defrosting. And
Uh-huh.
then when I got there at the hotel, I asked him, are you able to bake these? These are for a friend of mine. He's having a shitty time. Like, I just want to give him some fucking runzas. And they're like, yeah, no problem. And so I gave him the amount of time and the temperature to put them on. They cinder blocked them. I mean, they were like charred little,
What the heck happened?
I
Were they
don't
more thawed than you thought, or
know. They just,
they did it? Their oven was too strong. They went too long. You know, they have to watch those things.
all they had to do is put them at this temperature for this time and take them the hell out.
You're like, thanks, dudes.
And I'm like, sorry, dude, tried.
Well, now he's having them, so he must not he must have been wanting them.
So what was your second thing?
My second thing was I'm working with Genesis Mickle, and we've got the Agorist Writers
Oh.
Workshop, and so we did a really fun video for the Libertarian Party of Minnesota convention. That we have a new series coming out. There's a call for writers, and we're looking for short.
Caution.
What do I call
You have to do a trigger warning for Jeff.
Jeff Miner? Plug your ears. La 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 la. Right, that? Okay, do that. Okay, Jeff, don't listen. Anyway, so it's about cats. We're looking for short stories about cats. It doesn't have
Meow.
yes, and so I'm really excited because it's fiction. It can be like, from the cats can be characters. It can be cats in the story. Be like roughly about cats, but cats are part of the theme, and the rest is liberties. So, you know, there's a lot of ways because cats don't put up with no shit. So, honestly, there's a lot of ways you can do this. Non-aggression principle. I don't know how that's going to apply in all the stories because my cats are pretty aggressive, but you know, I'm really excited to see what we get because I love kitties, and I think there's a lot of people who also do, and we'll get that. And I promise you, Jeff, eventually someday we'll probably have some other kind of theme that you might like better. So that's my two good things. I'm sorry, I talked very long. So what about
So
you, Kara?
my awesome thing that happened this week was also with the LP convention. And that was that Pat became our treasurer.
Yay!
I was so excited and happy about that.
I voted for it too. I was like, yeah, Pat. Woohoo! I mean, I don't know if you're supposed to talk about voting, but I did. It's so cool.
Yeah, so Pat is official. She's She's not only a delegate, she's our treasurer.
She is, and she's a treasure.
She is a treasure.
And
Pat is a treasure.
I'm so glad that they get her because she's one of the best people. So that is
Yeah,
great.
Pat says, thanks with a question mark.
Pat, you are a treasure. We love you. Yay, Pat. Good news. I like that too. Ah, well, gosh. I was like, what else do we have for today? Pat, Pat, Pat. Yay, Pat. I like looking at that. Aw, that's so cool. Yes, we've had a lot of good things happen. And I think that that's exciting for me too. So there's a lot to look forward to. I really, 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 really hope that we can go to the national. It's the one thing I'm really praying for because I'm so excited about it. But if it doesn't happen, then I'm sure we'll do something virtual and it'll be really interesting. But I really
We'll drive and blow past the roadblocks and
Thelma and
Dukes of
Louise
Hazard.
or like Dukes of
Well, I would hope Dukes of Hazard because I want to survive the
I
experience.
know I don't
So,
want to die and we're going to Austin or bust. There she
no,
goes.
I do not want to Thelma and Louise it. I want to Dukes of Hazard it. There's a
Okay.
difference.
We'll be like, yeah, we go over that, and it's just like going through whatever canyon.
Yeah, we'll pretend like we're running moonshine.
198.
Well, running moonshine might be more fun.
What was your husband saying?
198. Oh, he's making his good news is he's doing we're making pastrami at home, and so we got corned beef out there in the smoker, and it's been cooking all day, and we're looking for what temperature? 200 and 203, and it's 198 right now. So it's mostly for lunch tomorrow. But
Do we have any flashlights that work?
I do, but Andy, I'm on doing my show right now, so I will help you in just a minute. Woo! He's putting me on a flashlight. Yes, at least you know it's not like you're in naked in front of the camera. One day,
Well, I have cats. You have the husband.
yeah, like I was doing a show. I used to point my camera the other way, so a lot of times people are like, "Why do you have it towards your this door?" And I go, "Well, when I point it the other way, Andy's every once in a while walk by, and it's been like almost things bad happening in the background. So I'm just like, yeah, for the sake of your sanity and his and my marriage, we are pointed this way." Because he,
Like our men say they're gonna shake a stick at people.
shake my stick at people. I'm like, no. Yeah, and the thing is, he jokes that he will, but sometimes I wonder if he would.
Oh
So
my God, yeah. Our husbands need their own show.
they do.
Holy
I
shit.
know you could. I've told them like the best place for it would be on Twitch, and they could do
It's
like
it's like the old dudes on Muppets, but R-rated.
they're playing this zombie game where they're shooting at guys. I think it would be the most fun ever if they would just sit and talk the whole time while they're doing that shit. Because they're hilarious and they have so many opinions. So many opinions. And it is precious. But anyway, he's right there. So, yes, Andy and Tracy should have their own show, the Andy and Tracy show. And I would vote for that. He's like, no. How's the meat looking, honey?
Hey there.
Hey, how's your meat?
How's your meat?
He's not going to answer. He's making faces at me. So anyway, I think we're almost out of time because I know Kara has her next thing that she's doing at
Yeah,
9.
I gotta go back to work and have a
You-
call with
You're
candidates.
constantly working, lady. I know. And the thing is, like a lot of people aren't working right now, but Kara and I are both working full time and it's
We
crazy.
are thankful for it.
I'm so grateful. It actually helps me kind of get through a lot of this is always being busy, finding ways to help people. But like if you have time, like think of ways to help people. It helps you get your mind off of some of this. And
Why are your tits out?
it's like cuts off it here, darling.
Oh,
Yay, thanks Andy for
I didn't know
that.
if you were thotting or what.
Oh, oh. My tits aren't out, gang. Let's see. Thanks, Andy. That was live.
13,
This is why Andy and Tracy need their own show because they say shit like that all the time. Yeah, I know, right? And my mom watches this show, so that's great. Mom, my tits aren't out. I swear. I swear it's not that kind of show. And if they are, I'm not getting any money for this, so I'm really disappointed in myself.
Oh, God. Oh, I think we'll be wrapping that up.
Yeah, honestly, that's a great way to end. Thank you guys for joining our Lucky Seven show. You didn't get lucky, but you almost did. And I hope that you're here for 8 is the episode next week on Wednesday at 8 p.m. So, Kara, have a great week. And I will see you later and have a good night.
You bet.
Nah, we're having words. I love you guys. Thank you all for coming by. Take care.